Hey guys, Michael J. Crawford here, and I want to talk for a minute about Doctor Who. I know I don't usually talk about Doctor Who much on the channel, but since a lot of people in the nerdosphere have been talking about this, I figure I throw my 2 cents in. And that is the idea, a lot of people have been speculating about Jodie Whittaker leaving the show, and primarily that Jodie's number one candidate for replacement would be this guy, Odie. Ole Alexander, I believe his name is. Yeah. Yeah, give me a minute on this one.
Hello world, it's Birdo Prey 5. While the Turdistani lies about me being a clone are of course false, it is true that Krogan scientists have experimented with cloning for the purposes of spreading the peaceful message of Karoga to the rest of the world. How, you might ask? Well, simply put, we find someone that that the masses would look up to, would respect. And we record a series of public service announcements where we try to make them look really stupid. It almost worked, too. Check out this test subject we did in a little country you may have heard of called Turdistan. It's a little country.
That's right, it's time for Smooth Sailing with Gavin McCash. And now here's that best-selling author of I'm Allergic to Work and Lazy is Not a Four-Letter Word, Gavin McCash.
Are you tired of homework? Are you sick of studying? Well, have I got good news for you. Hi, I'm Gavin McCash, and I'm going to fill you in on a secret. You can just coast through life. That's right. All those people that have been working hard and studying to try and get ahead have just been wasting their time. Many people think that in order to get ahead in life, you have to work hard or study. This is simply not true. All you have to do is look at any recent major motion picture or television show to know that you can just slide your way to success.
Okay, so Ole Alexander, first of all, let me say this. Ole's agent came out today and basically said that this is just rumor, that Ole is not going to be taking over the role of Doctor Who. But interestingly enough, in the agent's statement, it also sounded like they were kind of hinting that it may actually be true because they dropped a lot of Doctor Who references in their denial. And I'll read the actual quote from Ole's agent, Martha Kinn, which is that even though Ole is often contacted by Cybermen, I'm afraid I have to exterminate this speculation. As nice as it is to see the interest in this story regenerate, it just isn't true. As odd as it might sound, Ole is focusing solely on his music for the time being. So apparently Ole is not going to be the 14th Doctor, at least according to that statement. And that's fine, whatever, but one thing that I just thought was kind of funny was not whether or not Ole was going to be the 14th Doctor, rather what some of the reaction from the nerdosphere has been on both sides of the so-called aisle. Because people were screaming on one side that it's about time that we got someone who was gay to play the Doctor. Why? Why exactly do we need someone who is gay to play the Doctor? I mean, why does it matter what the sexual preference of the person playing a part as an actor is. Because if the person is an actor, if their job is to pretend to be someone they're not, then their personal preferences, whether they be sexual, political, any personal preference of any sort, should be irrelevant, because what we should see on screen is the preferences of the doctor, not the preferences of Ole or Jody or whoever. That's number one. So and same thing with people that would be upset that a gay actor would be playing the part. Well, I haven't heard any of that. I'm sure that there are people out there that would feel that way. That if someone was angry that, well, the doctor has never been gay, so how dare you cast a gay actor? Who cares? It doesn't matter, once again, what the preferences of the actor are. What matters is the character. And, newsflash, actors in the past have been gay who have played straight characters, and vice versa. A lot of people, just talking about the nerdosphere, people like myself. I grew up not knowing that the actor that played Sulu was gay. Sulu wasn't gay, but the actor playing Sulu was. So what? All right? That doesn't change the fact that Sulu is not gay. And that's why George Takei himself was a little perturbed at the fact that J.J. Abrams and Alex Kurtzman decided that Sulu should be gay in the reboot films, as opposed to him being straight like he was in the Prime timeline. Because it just doesn't make sense. Just because George Takei is gay doesn't mean that the character should be. And in fact, that's kind of an insult to the integrity of the actor. The other thing that I want to address about this, that I just think is kind of funny, is I've heard some people complain about the just general flamboyancy of Ole. I mean, look at him, right? This is one of many pictures of him that you can, if you search for him on, Google, you'll find a million This is very typical of the kind of stuff that he wears. He basically prances around in these ridiculous costumes, and whatever. That's modern musicians. I don't get it, but I'm old. That blah blah blah. And so people say, well, look at how flamboyant he is. Look how silly looking he is. Do we really want that representing Doctor Who? To which I say this. Arguably the most popular Doctor of all time. And no, you know what? I'm not going to even say arguably. I'm just going to say it. Hands down, the most popular Doctor of all time is the fourth Doctor, as played by Tom Baker. And you know what you can say about Tom Baker? And I don't care how much you love him. I love Tom Baker as the Doctor. I truly did. I know Mrs. Anti-Trekker loved Tom Baker as the Doctor. Tom Baker, by the way, is still alive, and he's a wonderful human being. You can see him on Facebook and stuff every now and then. But one thing, you know what? Tom Baker, love you, buddy, if you ever see this. But I would say this to your face. As much as I will say this right now, Tom Baker is an ugly motherfucker. All right. Not only that, but he dresses like a weirdo. He dresses flamboyantly, especially for his day. He ignores social norms. He basically is rude, crude. He doesn't care about social graces at all, and just does whatever he wants to do in order to get things done. And we loved him all the more for it. And that's perfectly okay. That was his character. And you know what? If they decide to bring in Ole to play a very similar character to that, great. If they bring in Ole, because keep in mind, again, I know this is a hard thing for some people to grasp, but just because Ole is very flamboyant in real life doesn't mean that if he was playing the Doctor, that he would be particularly flamboyant as the Doctor, because, and I know, again, try to hold on to your sanity here. Actors and their characters are not the same thing. When William Shatner went to the grocery store back in the 1960s, he was not wearing a gold shirt and black pants. I know. Hard to believe, but it's absolutely true. Okay? When it's yeah. Anyway, and Tom Baker, I guarantee you, when he, when he's walking around when he's walking his dogs in the morning, he's not wearing a 17-foot long scarf all the time and a long coat. It's just, these people are not their characters. But we forget that. Instead, we just want to pretend that what we see in these PR photos and stuff is who they are. And so we want to think that that's what they're going to be. Look, I don't know if Ole would bring that to the character of Doctor Who or not. I don't know what the writers of Doctor Who want to bring to the next chapter of the character or not. But I'm not going to judge the future of Doctor Who based on who they cast, because the character could literally go in a million different directions. And so I'm hoping that they salvage Doctor Who, because I will be honest with you, with Jodie Whittaker, and it's not Jodie Whittaker's fault, but I watched the first episode, I saw where the writing was going, and I stopped watching it, hoping that when they do the next regeneration, that they make a positive turn in the character. We'll see what happens, but for now, guys, come on. Can we just take a chill pill? Seriously. You know what? I think I'm going to take a chill pill. Take care.